Welcome to the T-Side Podcast. Today, I've got a little something different for you. This is a quick bonus episode. Now, if you listened to my season 2 recap, you heard me talk about meeting Michael Jackson in Vegas. So I'm going to tell you the story about the time I met Michael Jackson in Las Vegas. But before I do, let me welcome you. If this is your first time tuning in, I appreciate you being here. And hey to everyone returning. In August of 2002, I graduated with my master's degree in social work and decided to celebrate my accomplishment by going on a trip. I couldn't afford to go out of the country like I really wanted to, so I ended up going to Vegas. My friend had graduated with her master's degree the semester before, so she went with me to celebrate her accomplishment as well, which we personally thought was pretty dope. Black women, advanced degrees, we wanted to celebrate that accomplishment. Anyway, we ended up picking a mid-range hotel, the New York. And we just walked up and down the strip to visit the different hotels and all of that. And we were trying to figure out how to get back to someplace. I think we were looking to go find something to eat. And we ended up going down the wrong hallway. And we ended up down by large Rock'em Sock'em robots. And we were like, yeah, this definitely isn't where we need to be. So we went back and we were standing in the lobby of the hotel trying to figure out which way we should be going. And all of a sudden we heard a lot of commotion. And it wasn't a lot of people, but it was a lot of commotion. We were really starting to get worried. I think maybe we were from St. Louis. We were like, hold up, what's about to go down? And all of a sudden we heard people just kind of saying, it's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is here. And I think our first thought was like everybody else's. That's not really Michael Jackson. It's Vegas, right? There are impersonators all over the place. So we were like, okay, should we go see? Well, where is he at? And all of a sudden, somebody was like, but is it really him? And somebody said, yeah, because he's up there riding the roller coaster and they shut it down so nobody else can get on. Now, if you're not familiar with the New York Hotel, there's a huge roller coaster built at the top of the building. So you can go on and ride the roller coaster. We hadn't even been up there. So we couldn't figure out how to get out one door. So we had no idea on how we were going to get up there to the roller coaster. But all of a sudden, as we were standing there contemplating if it was really him and if we should try to follow the crowd, we realized there was a huge crowd and all the lobby was full all of a sudden. And people started going up the escalator. So we were like, we might as well go up there too. And when I tell you, I've never seen a crowd like this. It was the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. I don't know how he even functioned like that, because it really moved more like a swarm. Like everybody was in unison and all I could see was the top of people's heads. It was crazy. I took pictures, literally holding the camera up just so you could see the view that I had. But at the top of the escalator, we ended up by the Houdini magic shop. And somebody said, oh, he's in there. They shut it down. That's when we were like, okay, yeah, that really is. It's Michael Jackson. Everybody knows he likes magic and stuff like that. We were like, well, we're going to stand out here and wait. And when the doors opened, my friend, mini track star, she was up in front of me and she's short like I am. So I couldn't even see her anymore. He came out, they were going downstairs. They kind of stopped everybody from moving. And when I turned around to get on the escalator, I realized that the escalator had stopped. And I was like, wait, we're not moving. And at the top of the escalator, I could see how the whole lobby was full. You couldn't even see the ground anymore. I don't know where Michael Jackson was, but according to the direction the swarm was going, he was nearby. So I don't think other people realized the escalator had stopped. And the first thing that went through my head was Ludacris. Move, bitch. Get out the way. I know, I told you, I think in song lyrics. So I started moving people out of the way. But instead of going through the crowd, I cut back through the casino because nobody was going that way. I cut through, came back out, and pretty much was right there at the door. And I bypassed the whole crowd. And as I was about to go out the door, I saw somebody reaching in like to grab. I'm like, are they really grabbing this man's hair? Oh my God, that is Michael Jackson. And sure enough, he was about to go out the door and I was able to see him and catch him. And I think I just said hi and shook his hand. But the first thing I noticed was he had really big hands. Like, I don't know. I always thought he was a thin person, but his hands were really fat, like big hands. And he had a nice firm handshake and he was very nice. So we were both at the door to go out. I go out the door. He goes out the other door. Now, mind you, I lost my friend a long time ago. As I'm waiting for my friend, you know, the guards are coming over telling me, you need to move. You need to get out of the way. I was like, I'm staying in this hotel. I can't get back in. Where am I supposed to go? I'm standing over here out of the way. And the guy was like, oh, he was just really rude. I was like, look, I already shook his hand. I'm just waiting on my friend. After he kept telling me to move and I kept telling him no, Michael Jackson apparently heard it. And he turned around and was like, no, it's okay. And he came over and he shook my hand. I was like, oh, that is so sweet. I don't even remember what exactly I said. I think I said bless you or something like that. But I really was just waiting to try to find my friend because this is 2002. We didn't have cell phones. I couldn't just call her or anything like that. And eventually I got back into the building, roamed around the lobby for a little while. And eventually I saw my friend. She popped back up. I don't even know where she went, but she saw him as he was coming out of the door and all of that. So she got a good picture of him coming out of the door. And I think he was waving. So we were just in total shock. Like, wait, what? That was really Michael Jackson. And we ran back upstairs to call people to tell them we just saw Michael Jackson, right? And then and of course, nobody believed us because everybody was asking, was that really him? What did his nose look like? Stuff like that, which was really annoying me because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, okay? But our next stop was to Walgreens to the 1 hour photo to get our pictures developed because we really couldn't believe it ourselves. And thinking back now, it's hilarious that we had to go to the 1 hour photo to get our pictures developed. But 1 hour photo used to be the thing. Anyway, another part of the story, separate from Michael Jackson, a bonus, we went to a fight. Because again, we in Vegas, we might as well do it up, right? Again, we balling on a budget over here. We went to see Laila Ali, who is my girl crush. I love Laila Ali. But she was fighting and the ticket was only, I think, $30. And so I got to see Laila Ali and Muhammed Ali was at the fight. That was crazy. We were sitting there like, did we see Michael Jackson and now we get to see Muhammad Ali? What? That was really, I think my mind was totally blown. And I remember saying, man, now if we could just see Prince, my whole life would be made. Now we didn't get to see Prince. However, we went to see the Prince impersonator. His name was Jason. He took pictures with us. I don't know how it came up. I think he was asking the crowd, where's everybody from? And we said St. Louis. And he was like, oh, hey, Midwest in the house. Oh, okay. Hey. He said he was from Indiana, so he was just really cool. But even cooler, a few years back, my brother bought me a ticket to the symphony. They were doing a Prince tribute, and the person who was doing the Prince music was Jason from Indianapolis, who I met years and years ago on the Vegas Strip. Shout out to Jason, because he had a big come up. That was pretty cool. Anyway, that's my story of me meeting Michael Jackson. I'll have to post pictures of it because it was really just mind-blowing. It was crazy. I can't believe that I got to really meet my first crush. And I will say, when he came over and shook my hand the second time, I could feel his energy. He was very calm and peaceful. It was like a hand over fist, handshake the second time. I can't explain it. But again, I think that's just the empath in me. He was just really calming. But you know what was crazy? This was in 2002. I believe it was 2003 when he did that interview with Martin Brashear. I didn't like that interview. But I was sitting there watching it on TV, and I called my friend. I said, "Did you watch the interview? Am I crazy? Does that look like the day that we were in Vegas and saw Michael Jackson?" And sure enough, I believe it was. Pretty much he did the interview in like 2002 and into 2003, and it aired in 2003. And he said he had been out shopping with him, and they had gone to the different hotels to shop in these different stores. And I really believe that one of those places was the New York, when he went to the Houdini magic shop. But it was the same clothes he had on, I remember the guard, because again, he was all up in my face. I remember them. I think they're in a couple of pictures. I'm like, that's crazy. That whole thing still just blows my mind. Like I said, this is just a bonus episode, but stay tuned. Season 3 will be coming out real soon, and I'll be celebrating my 1-year anniversary of podcasting and talking with my girls about our Paisley Park experience. So this episode, the theme song is going to be Remember the Time, because that was the most amazing experience I've had. I don't think there's anybody bigger to see than Michael Jackson and Muhammad Ali, period. Have you ever met any celebrities? And if so, what was that like? Was it a good experience, or were they totally not what you expected when you met them? I'd be curious to know how your experience went, because I have met other celebrities and it was not such a nice experience. So let me know. Hit me up on my socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or head on over to the website, the T-Side Podcast, and drop me a line. I'd love to hear about it. And until next time,